Welcome back, everybody, to another Real Ideal Gear review. My name is Tim, and today we're looking at the Sofirn SC13. This is a tiny flashlight that, to me, was kind of the replacement for a flashlight that I've had for a long time. Let me reach over and grab it. And it was the Olight S1R. As you can see, I've had this flashlight, and it's been in my pocket. I carried it for years. I was pretty dedicated to this flashlight for a long time, and I tolerated the magnetic charging base on here. And then just recently, I was like, I've had it with the Olight magnetic charging base and forgetting the cord when I go camping, that kind of thing. And so I've retired the Olight S1R, and I've been on a search for flashlights that are very similar to the Olight S1R. And when you look at the height of these two watches, when you look at the height of these two flashlights, you're going to see that these two flashlights are very similar in height. Obviously, the Sofirn is bigger around in diameter. It also has a little bit more output than the Olight. So there's some things about the Sofirn that I think have kind of updated themselves on the Olight. But the Olight in and of itself, there's a lot of great comments, a lot of great love that goes to the Olight. And I'm not going to denigrate the Olight because it's a great flashlight. I just think the SC13 probably pushes the envelope a little bit further than the Olight can at the current configuration. So let's take a look at the SC13. Now the SC13 is an 18 350 battery. Let me get that all out there. And the tail cap on here is magnetic, and you can access this. It's O-ringed, so waterproof, is IP68 waterproof. 1100 milliamp hour Sofirn battery that comes with it on the 18350 battery. So it's a little bigger diameter than the Olight. Great flashlight. This great waterproofness. I love the when you get down to the very end of twisting this back in, you can really feel the rubber O-ring kick in and really prevent water from getting into that compartment. So great switch on here. When you turn it on, it goes green. You get all the different modes on here: high, medium, low. You have moonlight mode, which is 1 lumen. You have turbo, which is 1300 lumens. And the ratings on those 1300 lumens, you can run for about 2 minutes. High runs at 500 lumens for an hour and a half. The medium is 150 lumens for 3.5 hours. Low is 10 lumens for almost 18 hours. And then moonlight is 1 lumen for 100 hours, which really, I mean, on the turbo side and on the moonlight side, I just don't really pay that close of attention to it. I'm more concerned with the high and the medium because that's where I end up using this flashlight for longer periods of time, which is what really concerns me. Now, one interesting thing about this flashlight is the output is higher. It's 1300 lumens on the turbo side. It's still 1 lumen on the low end side. Really, I think decent levels on here, but you have a Fresnel lens up here that really kind of helps collate the light and makes it a little less floody than some of the other lights this size. When you look at the Olight, you can see the very shallow reflector in here. It's very much a floodlight. But with this Fresnel lens in here, you get a little bit more collating of the light, so it goes out a little bit further. So the candela on this, I believe, is 11,750. So it's on the higher end of a floodlight. Has a little bit more of a spot to it than most other floodlights of this size in particular, that pocketable size flashlight. Just a great light, great lumen choices that you have on here. An 18350 battery, so you're going to get some decent run times. You can swap the batteries out if you need to. And Type-C charging. Here's the charging port back here with the rubber flap that goes over the top. Very easy to use. I don't mind I shouldn't say everybody. There's a lot of people out there that don't like the rubber flap. I don't mind them at all. It's not that big a deal. So great charging accessibility, easy. If you have Type-C charging cords, you have no problem. This only has a one-way clip. And this is one of the things where I wish it had a two-way clip on here. Sofirn missed the boat on this one. If they could have put a two-way clip on here, I think you would have added some more value to this flashlight. What I do really like about this, you have the lanyard loop hole right here on the tail cap, but this also has a very strong magnetic tail cap, which I love it. So when it comes to using this flashlight as a repair type situation under the kitchen sink or in a car underneath the hood, that kind of thing, or you're backing up with a vehicle and you need more flashlight, you need more light at a particular angle, you can put this on a trailer and get the flashlight in the back of the trailer and give you more light back there. All kinds of great options. Because you have a magnetic tail cap, you can do something like that. And it's very easy. It's a good size flashlight. When I hold this in my hand, it's not too small. The Olight tends to be a little bit small in my hands. And for those of you that have, I would say I have just maybe not necessarily above average size hands. My fingers, I guess, are a little bit wider than most people. So for me, grabbing onto these smaller flashlights, I just don't prefer it. I do like the pocketability of the flashlight, though, because of the Olight is smaller in diameter than the Sofirn SC13 is. But I do like the grip ability of the flashlight, too. So if you have bigger hands or bigger sausage fingers, whatever you want to call it, I think this flashlight is probably more in your arena as a result of that. So I like the size overall. The texture on the barrel is good. It has this little in cut on here, so it really helps kind of like put your thumb in the right spot. So I can have my thumb here. I got my thumb on the flashlight user interface button here. I don't know, it feels good in the hand versus a straight barrel that you get off of an Olight. All right, great texture on the Olight. You can see it's almost all worn off. And I can find the button, no problem, mostly because this clip doesn't move around at all versus this clip moves all over the place. It goes 360 degrees around the barrel of the flashlight, which has advantages, but it also has disadvantages as well as far as indexing goes. If I have the clip on the opposite side of the user interface button, like the Olight does, okay, but this one doesn't move at all. Two-way clip, much better that way, I think. But I do like the fact that I can position this a little bit different as far as where the clip goes. So I could take the clip off, not a big deal. You could take the clip off the Olight, not a big deal either. So I really like the Sofirn SC13. I've been putting it in my pocket. I've been using it recently, and I like just the pocketability of it. It's probably the chunkiest flashlight of this size that I've had in my pocket. So I think this might be the largest diameter flashlight I would go with in just a free-for-all pocket, stowability. I just don't think this flashlight really should be any bigger diameter-wise or length-wise. One of my favorite pocketable flashlights is the AceBeam H16, but the give and take on that is it's much thinner. This is a 14500 battery, AA sized battery, versus the 18350 battery, and you can see just the diameter difference, and so you gain some of that space back, but it's also longer as well. So there's the give on that. So I think with that in mind, this is going to be a flashlight I'm going to hang on to and use this periodically. I do like the Fresnel lens. You get a little bit more throw with this. You get more of a hot spot with this flashlight too. So I like it. I'd like to hear your feedback on this flashlight, the Sofirn SC13. I've got some beam shots I hopefully have shown you already. Let me know what you think of those. Let me know what you think of just kind of the overall design of this flashlight. I think this is a good one. I think this is a keeper for those of you that are looking for a similar Olight S1R type flashlight. I think this definitely fits the bill. It's a little bit on the bigger side. So put in the comments down below what you think of that. My name is Tim. This has been another Real Ideal Gear Review. We'll catch you guys next time.